Hey YouTube, coming at you with another tutorial video. This time it is how I edit my races. Previously, I edited my races on Windows Movie Maker and I always figured that was pretty straightforward. You just plug your pictures into the editor. But now I got a new laptop and new Windows does not have Windows Movie Maker on it, and I did not feel like risking a virus in order to get Windows Movie Maker by downloading it online. So I went ahead and checked out this editor. It's called Movavi, and it took me a while to get used to it, but now that I'm used to it, I love it. It's probably the best thing I've ever purchased. I bought it on sale for about $70, which I didn't think was too bad for an editor, so I'm just making do with what I got, and I love it. So I'm just going to do a quick and simple rundown of how I edit my races. I can click down here on titles, and I have my favorites. And lately I've been using this title, so I can drag this clip here. And since I'll be working on the Kalamazoo race, I type in Pepsi 200, and then this area, it would be ACS Season 9, Race 13. So first, after you do that, I go to Add Media Files. And within the pictures, I go to ACS Racing Network, which I have my stuff saved in. And here's Season 9. And I would be looking for Kalamazoo. So I click on Kalamazoo. And here's my, usually, like I showed in the How I Do Stop Motions video, here's the video I recorded. And then here's the roll-off shots and then the starting lineup. So I'm going to want all those photos. So I just drag and select all the way down to the starting lineup. See enough? And just wait for the pictures to download, of course. Alright, so first things first, you're going to want to change the frame rate of your pictures. So I usually do, for my starting lineup roll-off, I do a 0.12 speed. And it's going to freeze the editor later on. And then, of course, I want to delete that audio because you don't want the audio playing in the background. So this is what my intros usually look like. I got a panorama or a pan shot of the cars on the starting grid. Cool look of the shot of the track. This is a brand new one that I showed you all recently, and you would have seen it in the stop motion because I will be uploading this video afterwards, of course, because I don't want to spoil the finish and whatnot. So hopefully most of you would have seen this already. And then in this editor, in Windows Movie Maker, I could play clips and they would run, like I'd actually see it. But for some reason in this editor, I don't know if it's my laptop or the editor, but when I try and run, here I'll show you an example. If I try and show the cars at high speed, see, it's already freezing. It freezes the editor. So what I do is I just trust everything's okay, and here, we're going to get a good look at it firsthand. See, and then the cars will stop, and you can see the time ticker is still going on the bottom timeline there, and you simply just don't want that. You hate to see it, you know what I mean? So we're going to want to save these in individual clips, and what I'll do is I'll probably put about 400 pictures worth each clip and save them that way, because that's how I had to do it in Windows Movie Maker anyway. If I had too big of a file size, the system would crash, and that's probably because I run things on a laptop. If I ran it on my Mac that's sitting here, I'd probably have easier going. But iMovie, which is another problem, it's a free setup on the Mac, but it does not run clips as fast as I need them to. It won't go any slower than like a tenth of a second or like 3/10 of a second or something, and I need them much slower than that or much faster than that. So that's why I went ahead and got this, which is a neat tool. So this is my starting lineup photo. I'll do 5 seconds worth. Or no, usually I've been doing 6 seconds lately because it takes me so long to say start your engines and whatnot. And then I have to run along here, and for some reason it won't let me click shift and select all, so I have to do you hold the control button and you click, and it will highlight ones you want. Don't click too fast, because if you double click on a picture on accident, it will copy everything. I've done that plenty of times, and you don't want that. And I usually run each row about 3 seconds each. And then just press enter, and then see, I got that. Just like that. Awesome. And then I can go down on the scale, make it wider for me to maneuver the pictures. And right now I want to go into my files, ACS Racing Network files, and my good friend Blake from M&M Cup Series made me some cool graphics for this Season 9, and I'm sure most of you have seen them. But yeah, he made me a lot of cool graphics, so I can do my drivers to watch for, and I usually pick 3. I do my best to try and pick a Chevy, a Toyota, and a Ford, and because since I know who wins the race, I pick them based on what happens in the race and who's starting up front. So you see Alex Bowman starting up front. He's currently in the top 3 in points, I believe. He's up there somewhere. So I got to find Alex, if he made me one. Yep, he made me an Alex Bowman. So I click that. Who else is up front? I can see right here. Oh, Eric Almirola. I got to talk about him. He needs to win to get into the playoffs. That's a good setup right there. And then if you watch the last race at the Brickyard, Kyle Busch won that one. So that's an easy pick for my Toyota. So I got Chevy, Ford, Toyota. Just like that. And then I can drag these guys, put them right where the drivers to watch for would be. And now, my favorite thing about Movavi is that I can save my own titles. No more having to create stuff. I can just straight up save an animation and put it right into the slideshow. So I got my little drivers to watch for that flashes across screen. Pretty cool if you ask me. I think it's a great way to save time. Of course, I won't be saving time now that I'm trying to explain stuff, but when I'm editing on my own, I probably cut down at least 45 minutes of editing basically just on this, because I'll scroll down and you'll see I got each individual row saved. Thank the Lord. I hated typing in the rows. I hated it so much. And then up here on this bottom panel where all my pictures are, I can scroll up and you have text. You can have overlay pictures on this row where my mouse is. You scroll down some more. Here's where my pictures go. And then, of course, you have the audio, which I will put in when all this is said and done. So I want to put in a Start Your Engines. I want to overlay that on top of this picture because that's where my Start Your Engines is. And I need to increase the time on this to 6 seconds because I believe that's how long my Start Your Engines command is. Oh, and of course, I cannot forget the drivers to watch for, and I got a simple one titled ACS Text. You can see where the title text here is. And then, oh, these guys got to be bigger too. So I usually try and do my drivers to watch for each picture. Each individual picture is 7 seconds. Right there, just like that. And then, of course, just put in a couple more of those. And you're good to go. And then, of course, I put in my rows as well, but I won't do that all right now, of course, because I want to show you how I do the stop motion part as well, which is fairly simple. I don't believe I have anything else. I think the other stuff is saved for during the race and after race. So this is the beginning part of my editing. This is the opening scene. I try and make this as short as possible, and usually 2 minutes is about as short as I can get my opening because I've just learned that people just want to cut right to the race. All these cool openings are awesome and fun to have, but you run the risk of getting copyright strike for playing music. People don't watch it. It's a little disheartening. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm not complaining to any of my fans because I love that you watch my races. I love my content, of course, but that's why I've kind of strayed away from not taking too much time at the beginning and the end of the videos anymore. People usually last to the point standings, and that's it. They leave after they see who's in the top 10 in points and whatnot, who's in the playoffs. So, but I do have dedicated fans that will watch the starting lineup, that will watch everything, the whole video, which is amazing. But of course, when there's lots of views coming in, you're not going to have a ton of those people that will do this. So I will save this project, and since it's at Kalamazoo, I'll call it Cal1. As you can see in here, my saves, I got Coke. That's for my Coca-Cola 600. There's the Indy, Mobile, Nazareth. I just kind of shorten them. So this is Cal1. And I won't save it. Here's how I save it. I can go to Export, and then I have, I'll show you. I have a folder called SM Cuts within my ACS videos. Season 9 is where I save the finished product, which I can't see right now, of course. But SM Cuts is where all the individuals are. So I would press Start, and then the video would start to save. But since I don't need to do that right now, I'll just open the project. Or no, I'll do New Project. And then it will ask me, I want to create a project in full feature mode. And now here we get to the good stuff. So I need to go back to Season 9, Kalamazoo. And the green flag is about to be in the air, ladies and gents. This is going to be a good race. So I just drag and click and put all the files in. I usually do about 2 folders worth, since that's what my camera holds. And each folder usually holds 200 pictures. Right there you saw 132, but that's minus the 68 that are from the starting lineup and all that. So here's the tricky part. This takes a while because of my laptop or the system. I don't know, but I'm not going to complain because this is so much better than Windows Movie Maker. So I run at 0.08. So I do the 08 first. Because if you put this as a 0, it won't recognize it and it'll say, nah. So do the 0.08 first if you get this software. And then erase the 4 and you got 0.08. Hope. There we go. See now that block right there, that little block of cheese right there, that is the picture. So if I zoom in, that's everything. It's just reduced speed. Or increased speed, however you want to say it. And then of course I have green flag somewhere. Did I go over it? Yep. Green flag, and I'll just plop that right at the beginning. And I always do my green flag at 4 seconds because of this little guy. I had to add media files. Now I go to my music, click on ACS, and it would be within my NASCAR sounds. And this guy right here, I downloaded this from YouTube. This is how I always do my restarts. It was a fan-made video at Kansas. This guy, or girl, whoever it may have been, taped the video, recorded the audio, and I just he's like an MP3 downloader. Cut that, and that's what I used for my races. And I want to go in here, and the reason why I do my green flag at 4 seconds is because I want to always trim the first 4 seconds off of that. And then what I do from here is I just drag this guy so he's back here, and you press play. Oh, it's loading. Why are you loading? I'm trying to make a video here. Why is it being annoying? Anyway, alright, we'll just move on. We have to face adversity. I'm going to be a teacher. There's going to be times when technology does not work. I got to work my way through this. Oh, of course, there we go. And then the race will start, and of course my editor won't show the race starting, of course. And then so usually what I do is I run this audio to about the first couple cutscenes, and right here would be a good point to add the actual NASCAR music that's always in the background of my races. And just make sure you double click right at the end, or else the next file will start at the very beginning again. And I have this file. I've had this literally since probably season 3. I want to say maybe even season 2. So I cannot tell you where I got this sound bite from. I think I downloaded it when it was free, but I cannot find it on the internet anywhere. There was a time when I lost this file in season 7, so that's when you hear just a bunch of non-NASCAR sounds in season 7 and a bunch of the races. It's because I didn't have this file, which is unfortunate, but now I do have it. Oh, why? Usually when I click at the end, that's what I mean by having to cut that in. Alright, so now you have to be precisely, you cannot overlay, my brother, right there. Alright, so that's the way this goes, and you just want to make sure this audio ends at the end of your clip, or else it will just have a black screen and be playing and you'll have to go back and edit it again. So just delete that. And of course you got to have the lap counter in. Oops, I forgot to put that. Alright, so where does lap 1 begin? That's why I increase my frames so I can see what I'm working with. And right here my brother takes the green flag, and that is when lap 1 begins. So I have, of course, lap rundown saved. Plug that in. And lap 1 at 10 is already on there, but say it was lap 3, I'll just double click over the 1, type in 4. Or not, lap 3, you type in 3. But this is lap 1, so I'm just going to press apply. And it will be on top of the video as I take the green flag. And I usually make them last for about 6 seconds. I know it's super easy, lazy even. I could have a ticker rundown, but you know what? I got too much stuff to do. I figure stuff I put out is good enough, pretty much. So I save this project as cal2, and of course this is not finished because I would like to add another section, but that's basically how everything goes down. And the recs are kind of simplistic too. When there's a rec happen, I just do like, I have to re-put in files, just drag this instant replay down over the first file, and I have a caution on the track file that I just plug in the system, and I have a wreck text where I explain which driver's wrecked and whatnot. It's pretty simplistic, nothing too difficult when a crash happens. Someone's out snowmobiling. Yeah, I live in Michigan, and I don't know if you can hear that, but I definitely can. And we just got piled on with snow here, so I have no school tomorrow morning, so I'm excited about that. Stay up all night. So, new project. So, let's say the race is over, and since you've all watched this, I can spoil it without getting hate. Oh, that's my graphics. Season 9. Kalamazoo. And this is always the part of the video that takes me the longest. Where's Eric start his burnouts? So Eric Jones ended up winning this race, and he does his burnouts. Come on, why is my computer being so slow? So I want to start where this starts, and shift. And I usually do my burnouts at 0.09, whereas my race speed is at 0.08. Boom. Just like that. I think. Did it work? There we go. And of course I need to add the rest. That wouldn't be fair to Eric if I didn't finish his burnout. And I want these files in here as well. Alright, so once again, just 0.09. Erase the 4, press enter, and wait. Okay, good. That happened fast that time. And I want to add text, and the ones I use for victories is right here. Oh, and of course I want to make it 4 seconds. So I type in Eric Jones, winner at Kalamazoo. Nice and easy, and then if you press play, oh, I forgot to add color. Silly me. Hopefully I can still add color. Because this thing's pretty touchy when it comes to adding color. Did it work? Yep, it worked. Alright, cool. Eric Jones, winner at Kalamazoo. And then the burnout will play, but I'm not going to risk freezing this stupid thing. Oh, and then I always, if it's a close finish like it was at Kalamazoo, I always want to put in an instant replay. And of course, since a wreck happened at the finish as well with Denny Hamlin and Alex Bowman, I want to incorporate that. So Eric Jones beats out his Joe Gibbs teammates, and then there's a wreck at the end. Just shift to that. So you can press, you click on one photo and then you hold shift and click on the last photo, it will highlight everything as it just did. And right there's everything. So for my instant replays, my animation speed is anywhere from 0.12 to 0.18 is what I generally like to do for my animation speed for the instant replays. And then my first little guy is always a 2-second clip. And I mainly put in these long breaks just for me to give me time to commentate, because if everything's rolling, I slip up, and I still slip up, but it'd be much worse if I didn't do that. So of course you want to drop in the instant replay, and then trim that down to 2 seconds to fit along with the video, and you got your gold. So Eric Jones, winner at Kalamazoo, got your burnout, and then you just want to incorporate some sort of basic trying to think of it, some kind of basic last lap crash at the finish kind of thing here. Typewriter would be cool, sure, I guess. So you just do crash at the finish. Of course you want to trim that down. Doesn't need to be that long. Somewhere around 3 seconds. And then you have your instant replay, and then you'll have the replay of the crash. And then I forgot about these files. Bad me. You want to make this last one 5 seconds, and I will show you why in a second. Maybe. What the? No. Bad me. Don't listen to me. I'm a little, I don't know, what should I say, crazy. Alright, there we go. That's better. This guy, these guys at the end here, I think these are my, yes, here we go. Alright, this guy needs to go back here after this, as does this guy. And I'll show you why in a second. No, 5. You need to be 5. There we go. Alright, just like that. And this is where I incorporate my, kind of like, it's like a news report. I mean, got your winner, your breaking news, headline, Eric Jones, Eric's return to Michigan ends in a victory. Gotta capitalize the V, exclamation point. And since you can't really see it, I usually try and drag it up to where you can see it. You can't really see it there either. Oh well, it's gonna have to do. So it's up there, and then this one is always saved for I always make sure I take a picture at the end of a race, just so I can use it. So I go next race, and then the next race is at Milwaukee, which I've had. It's not the Milwaukee Mile, unfortunately. It's a track I've had since season 2, I want to say. You just apply it, and right there. Easy as that. But we ain't done yet. We have to add some of my favorites, which should be point standings. And I don't want that to be this long. Usually around 3 seconds. And, oh, not 2 seconds, 3 seconds. So the point, I can make it 4. I usually try and make it as short as possible because, like, again, people want to get to the chase here. They don't really want to watch a lot of post-race content. So this is race 13, so I'll just apply that. And then finishing results would be an F's. Right there. Put that title right there. Once again, trim it down. This one will probably be 3 seconds. And I'll just put the name of the track, Kalamazoo. There, easy. And so we are almost done. Let's go back to graphics, and then, like I said, Blake made me a lot of cool stuff. So I got the blank sheet, which I use for finishing results, and then the points folder, or file, which I use for the point standings, obviously. I hope you would figure that out on your own. But, you know, you never know. So I want to copy this, and then just press paste. I want to paste it 4 times. And then this one, I want to copy, and paste this. Well, technically you're pasting it 3 times, but you get what I mean. And you want to control, 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 and then move these guys right here. Control, control, control. Right there. Move them right there. Alright, and then each individual point standings is different. First 2 are always, not you guys, the 4. Maybe 15 seconds. This one I usually make 10 seconds. And this one's usually around 7 to 8 seconds. And then each, the finishing results, these are always 10 seconds long. And then I won't show what I totally do for these, but I'll give it the best rundown I can. So I got this one called Points. It's just very simplistic. You'll see in a second. I got something really cool. Once again, M&M's Cup Series has really helped me out this season. He's been a freaking legend. So he taught me this Excel way of doing points and saving point spreads and whatnot. I won't try and dive into too much, but what I can do, I'll show you live. I got this piece of paper right here that I keep my finishing results on. So I go to finish races, and since this was race 13, I go to how to do points. So Eric Jones won, so he's first. Kyle Busch second. Bowman, Hamlin, Dylan had a good run. Elliott, Bryce, my brother, Kevin Harvick. Jimmy Johnson was ninth. Or no. Yeah, Jimmy Johnson was ninth. And Kyle Larson was 10th. 41. 78. 2. 19. 10. 22. 21. 24. 14. 54. 58. 77. 1. 89. Which was, I think Eddie Jones ran this race, actually. So I would type in 89A because that's who is saved. Eddie Jones is saved as 89A in my point standings. And then Trevor Bayne, I believe, ran this race as well. I always forget because I'm miles ahead of this race, actually. Darrell Wallace had a bad day. Not good for him because he was 16th in points coming into this race. So that's a shame for Daryl. Blaney had a bad day, 53, 32, and Stenhouse ended up wrecking out. So he's my only DNF. So right here I would go, because this is where the points are awarded, this section right here. So they got, and actually Stenhouse led some laps, so he gets a bonus point for leading a lap. I do a bonus point for leading a lap, a bonus point for leading most laps, and then if you do both and win the race, you get 7 bonus points total, because winning the race you get 5 bonus points, and that's how I've always done my points. And then so I just gotta type in all these guys, which isn't a problem. Just remember who won races and led laps, I mean. And in this race, I believe it was Stenhouse, Bryce. Bryce led a lap, so Chase didn't lead any laps. Oh no, he led laps. Shoot. Yeah, he did. So that means Dylan's 35. Denny led a lap, so he's 37. Bowman didn't lead a lap, so he's 37. Just gonna make sure I get this right. And Kyle Busch led the most laps, so he would, instead of being 38, he would be 40. Yeah, I got that right. And then, so technically Kyle Busch would have been 38, so Eric Jones is 39, but he led a lap, so that makes him 40, and then he led the final lap, so which gives him the win, so 45 out of a total of 46 possible points. So Eric Jones didn't lead the most laps, but he led a lap and the last lap. So yeah, so that's how much points you get, and then that automatically gets saved into this point standings, and all I have to do is go here, and now that I'm searching by wins, I go largest to smallest. Oh, I gotta add Eric Jones as a winner, and watch Eric Jones just shoot up the point standings. Largest to smallest. Right there's Eric Jones, and all I have to do is just fix these guys up. So now Eric Jones is 10th, 11th. Not a big shakeup after this race, actually. Kind of shocked. Wow, not a big shakeup at all. That's crazy. So a pretty generic race at Kalamazoo, I guess. And then change Eric to a green banner, because he's now a winner. And then we got to change Bubba. No, yes, I think I did that right. Okay. To a blue banner, because he's not in the playoffs. And that's just for me. Doesn't really have to do anything with this. So 358 points is Blaney's lead over everyone else. And right there it is. So these guys are winners, obviously. I mean, you get that much of it. And then this is how much they are back. So Bubba is... so I always go with Carter Adelman's point total and put it in where Bubba is, so I can calculate the points behind. And it does that. It's simple. Wait, why is... Oh, I see what I gotta do. I gotta do this first. There we go. And then do the wins. Yep, that's exactly what I had to do. Sorry, I don't know why I screwed that up, but I did. My bad. Then now I have to fix this again. No wonder there wasn't a big points shakeup. Dummy. Wow, my brother gained a lot of spots through this race. And just like that. Okay, good. And I won't do the entire point standings, just gotta make sure I save this real quick. And now I gotta go to points. Just copy that. I always do the top 10, then I do the top 20, top 30, and so on. You get the point. I hope. So I'll just go in here, paste, and then right here I have to do a little bit of editing. I just have to tab these guys over. So I'm just pressing tab. Nope, that's not what I want to tab. Oh, I gotta tab him again because Brad Keselowski's name is long. Stinkin' Keselowski. That's okay. And it's funny because you see Alex Bowman, I think he would be technically the points leader after this race, because you see he's a plus 20 above Ryan Blaney in points, but I'm now doing my point standings by win total. And then just apply that, and it will show up just how you see it. So Blaney has 2 wins, Chase Elliott and Kyle Busch all have 2 wins, and then Bowman's the highest driver with 1 win, and you get the point. And then I would just keep on adding these in, and then real quick, I believe I just do, oh no, I do have a system. Okay, see where it says top 10? Gotta stretch that out. And this one, it takes me a little while to do this, but I think this always will. It's the way it always will be. So Eric Jones won this race. Kyle Busch 88, 11, 3, 9, 90, 99, 4, 48, and then 42. And what I do is just tab, 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 and tab. And I minimize this the best I can. Go over here, minimize this the best I can. And then I go to my sheet that's called Sheet 1, and it's got everyone that signed up for a car in it. So I would go to who has Eric Jones, Monster Jam 1000, paste, and then just press backspace. And then you go to Kyle Busch, copy that over. Okay, and then you get the point. That's what I just do back and forth, and it's a lot of work. That's a lot of work indeed. So that's how I edit my videos. I know this is a longer video, but I hope it was informational for all of you, and just a little insight on how I create my product and whatnot, and how I have fun with it. So thank you everybody for watching. I will save this, I'll call it CalN since I don't know how many files I will have. But thanks everybody for watching. This is JG24, JM26, signing out.